We will implode more patriotic news. Thank you. Look what Reince Priebus did immediately after being fired. President Donald Trump announced on Friday that he has fired his White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus and replaced him with Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly, calling the latter a great American and a great leader. Now, more information about Priebus's firing has been revealed. Independent Journal Review reported that the firing reportedly occurred as Trump returned from Long Island after giving a speech about gang violence. The president sent out the tweets about the firing just as Air Force One landed at Joint Base Andrews. The situation could not have been more awkward, as Priebus was on Air Force One with Trump at that time. A White House pool report stated that Priebus spent his last moments as White House Chief of Staff with other administration officials, in the pouring rain, sitting in a van. As soon as the tweet was posted, the White House officials that were still employed left the van, and Priebus was left all alone. Priebus then had to watch as Trump's motorcade sped off to the White House without him. Josh Gerstein of Politico wrote the following about the pool report: "Most staff was off before we moved into position, but Reince Priebus and Stephen Miller and Dan Scavino loaded into one Suburban. Then moments later Miller and Scavino got out and loaded another van." As word spread about Priebus' dismissal, some reporters got up close to Priebus' car, taking cell photos and such. Priebus' car then pulled aside, out of the POTUS motorcade. Priebus' car and a follow-up departed at 4:58 p.m. POTUS continued to hold on the plane during all this. Still holding at this writing. What do you think about this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Pelosi has bizarre episode during live speech, watch. Many have been calling for House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi to step down in recent weeks after a series of bizarre appearances have called her mental state into question. Though Pelosi claims that she is fine, she fueled rumors that she is mentally ill once again on Thursday during a press conference that took a very strange turn. The Washington Free Beacon reported that Pelosi lost it when a reporter asked her a question about the Democrats' strategy in Republican states for the upcoming 2018 election cycle. "You want to talk politics?" Pelosi asked. "Right here under the dome of the Capitol of the United States, you want to talk politics? Well, we can do that for a small percentage of the meeting, so I'm happy to do that." She proceeded to talk about the Democrats' strategy to take back the House in 2006 and how they had to start strategizing right after they lost the 2004 election by developing a positive message and listening to constituents. She then discussed the upcoming election next year and how the party needs to make sure the candidates are representatives of their districts. Candidates will be representatives. That's their job title and that's their job description, so they should be a match to the district, especially if they are going to represent and win the district. "This is something from the right to the left has approval in our caucus," Pelosi said. However, her bizarre behavior in this press conference is simply adding fuel to the fire that she has lost it. Share this story if you think Nancy Pelosi has mental problems. Watch. Look what John McCain did right after killing GOP skinny repeal vote. Millions of Americans are still reeling from Arizona Senator John McCain's vote to kill the so-called skinny Obamacare repeal. Now, disturbing details of what he did before and after making his controversial vote have been revealed. The Washington Post reported that McCain called Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer, DNY, to tell him that he was going to vote no before he went to the floor. When reporters asked him about his vote as he headed to the Senate chambers, McCain told them to wait for the show. After casting his vote, McCain was seen hugging California Democrat Dianne Feinstein. Even USA Today reporter Eliza Collins thought the whole situation was weird. Former Fox News host Bill O'Reilly immediately slammed McCain for the move that he made. "I've known Sen. McCain for decades and respect him. But on a bill that would have diminished the failure of Obamacare, he let his country down," O'Reilly said. Though Senator Lisa Murkowski, RAC, and Susan Collins, RME, also each voted no, McCain's was the final and deciding vote that brought it to 51-49. While the amendment would have repealed some of Obamacare's most burdensome regulations, it offered no replacement to actually reform our healthcare system and deliver affordable, quality healthcare to our citizens, McCain later said in a statement. I've stated time and time again that one of the major failures of Obamacare was that it was rammed through Congress by Democrats on a strict party line basis without a single Republican vote. We should not make the mistakes of the past. The so-called skinny repeal would have removed the individual mandate, forcing people to buy health insurance, and the medical device tax. Share this story if you agree McCain is a rhino. Republicans drop bomb on Hillary Clinton and Loretta Lynch. Almost 24 Republican lawmakers have teamed up this week to call on Donald Trump's Justice Department to appoint a second special counsel to investigate the slew of 2016 campaign controversies involving Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's White House. Fox News reported that House Judiciary Committee Chairman Bob Goodlatte, RVA, and various GOP committee colleagues sent a letter to Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein warning that these questions cannot be allowed to die on the vine amid the Russia probe firestorm. The American public has a right to know the facts, all of them, surrounding the election and its aftermath, they wrote. We urge you to appoint a second special counsel to ensure these troubling, unanswered questions are not relegated to the dustbin of history. The GOP congressmen are calling for an entirely separate special counsel probe from the one Robert Mueller is leading into Russian meddling in the 2016 election and possible coordination with Trump associates. They are arguing that this is necessary because numerous unanswered questions remain from the 2016 campaign cycle that have been pushed aside amid the intense Russia focus. Their extensive, 14-point request for what a second special counsel should cover includes allegations that former Attorney General Loretta Lynch instructed then FBI Director James Comey to downplay the nature of the Clinton email probe, the FBI and DOJ's decisions in the course of the email probe, including controversial immunity deals with Clinton aide Cheryl Mills and others, the State Department's involvement in deciding which Clinton emails to make public, disclosures in WikiLeaks released emails regarding the Clinton Foundation and, according to the letter, its potentially unlawful international dealings, connections between Clinton officials and foreign entities including Russia and Ukraine, revelations in hacked Democratic National Committee emails about inappropriate coordination between the DNC and Clinton campaign against Bernie Sanders' Democratic primary campaign, the unmasking of Americans and intelligence documents and potentially related leaks of classified information, Comey's admitted leak of details of his conversations with President Trump, the FBI's reliance on controversial firm Fusion GPS, which was involved in the questionable anti-Trump dossier. Our call for a special counsel is not made lightly, the lawmakers wrote. We have no interest in engendering more bad feelings and less confidence in the process or governmental institutions by the American people. Rather, our call is made on their behalf. It is meant to determine whether the criminal prosecution of any individual is warranted based on the solemn obligation to follow the facts wherever they lead and applying the law to those facts. What do you think about this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. O.J. Simpson hit with awful news days after being paroled. Millions of Americans were furious last Thursday when disgraced NFL star O.J. Simpson was granted parole after serving just 9 years of a 33-year sentence for robbery and kidnapping. Many people feel that he should be in prison for life for the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman, a crime Simpson was officially acquitted of but was convicted of in the court of public opinion. Now, just 1 week after being paroled, Simpson has been hit with some bad news that he likely was not expecting. ESPN reported that USC football coach Clay Helton said that Simpson would not be welcome on campus upon his release in October, even though he once won a Heisman Trophy when he was a running back as a student there. Right now with USC, what the administration and the athletic department have said is, no, OJ will not be a part of our functions, Helton said when he was asked if Simpson will be attending football practices. That's been the statement. The bad news has only continued for Simpson, as the Goldman family has been making the rounds in the media to blast him. They were particularly livid at Simpson for boasting that he lived a conflict-free life during his parole hearing. Conflict-free except for the wife-beating of his first wife, Nicole, said Fred Goldman, Ron's father. He's hardly conflict-free. Ron's sister Kim added, and you can't ignore the fact he was held responsible in the civil court for killing Ron and Nicole. Though Simpson was ordered to pay more than $20 million to the Goldman family after losing the civil suit, Kim said he has paid less than 1% of that. He's never physically paid anything. We've taken things from him but he's never willingly paid a penny, Fred said. The Goldmans were asked if they feel Simpson is the same person after spending years behind bars. I believe without a doubt he's the same person. I think he showed it clearly during the parole hearing. His snickering about things. The arrogant looks when they're reading things. The way he snapped at one of the commissioners on the parole board, Fred said. I think he is exactly who he always is. Share this story if you think O.J. Simpson should still be locked. Here's how much Tiffany Trump's Roman vacation cost taxpayers. Tiffany Trump headed to Rome, Italy earlier this month with her mother Marla Maples for a summer vacation. Now, the cost of this vacation on American taxpayers has been revealed. Daily Mail reported that the State Department spent $100,000 on car rentals alone for Tiffany and her entourage. In addition, federal records show that 3 separate payments of $54,694.84, $39,188.64 and $23,605.96 were made on July 18 in Rome. This was 2 days before Tiffany and Marla disembarked in Portofino after almost 2 weeks spent cruising up the coast of Italy. Records show that American taxpayers spent $117,489.44 fee for the car rentals that transported the 2 women and Secret Service agents around. However, this is nothing compared to what was spent on car rentals back in May when President Donald Trump visited Rome and Vatican City with First Lady Melania and first daughter Reince. During that trip, the State Department paid $802,335.68 to the same car rental company when President Trump arrived on May 25 before making an additional 3 payments on May 27, the day the group departed the country. These payments were $904,895.69, $81,476.48 and $168,241.88, bringing the grand total spent on rentals cars to $1,956,949.73 for that 48-hour trip. While they were in Rome, Tiffany and Marla stopped by the Pantheon, causing far less of a scene than the one created when Ica and Jared visited back in May, shutting down the square outside so that they could pull right up to the door of the famed temple. Marla posted a photo of the pair there on her Instagram page. It's not clear whether Tiffany stayed in a hotel with her mother or at the U.S. Embassy, where members of the first family tend to stay during visits to Rome. What do you think about this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.